This comment was left on the video of TuckerCarlson, where I channeled his soul contracts and the deeper reasons behind what he's doing here and what we see him doing here. This person says he has spread more lies on Fox News than almost anyone. It would take many, many lifetimes to make up for the harm he did there. So I just made another video to another reply on that video that this comment was dropped on. So go check this out. This user. So it's in response to this comment as well, but I wanted to elaborate here. So when we create soul contracts, it's, you can also call them soul agreements. Agreement sounds a little better, but the soul contracts is a more known word. They're to help us, because when we come into this realm, so much of what we experience from birth on, I do lots of videos on this stuff. I have playlists on this, but so much of when we're born, especially the education system, it's geared towards keeping us from remembering who we really are, right? Children remember, they have a lot of memories, but then the system is created to keep us from remembering that stuff, telling us that we're lying, we're not telling the truth, we're imagining things. So, but part of this, we do choose to not remember everything coming in, because if you remembered that the person that you're married to used to be your father or your mother, or your child used to be your boyfriend or girlfriend in a previous lifetime, that would really make things difficult. Check out Matthias De Stefano and his story. He's got memories of that stuff. So, Matthias De Stefano, you can find him on Gaia and YouTube. So we choose all this, we choose this before we come, and these soul contracts or soul agreements that we come up with before we come are meant to help our soul while we're here in the human body really accomplish what we came to accomplish. Sometimes when I've channeled for people, I'm a channel groups of cosmic beings that are here to help us on a human journey. I'm connecting directly to the source, to Akashic records. Sometimes I'm showing past lives and really showing the reasons for your experiences. And it's so healing. It's so beautiful. You can check out my website for that. But sometimes it can take many, many lifetimes to really embody a lesson, like a forgiveness or love or compassion or empowerment or self-worth or self-love, whatever that is. It can take many lifetimes to do that. From a soul perspective, if you think you live forever, if you think about this as infinite, your infinite soul, these are just snapshots in time. Now, while we're here, it can feel really long, right? Especially if you through the hard times, the beautiful times. Like if you think about what they're bringing this in right now. If you think about when you go on vacation, like I like to take 2 weeks when I go somewhere because it flies by so fast. I couldn't do that in corporate, but when I was in corporate taking vacations, there was no vacation. I was working the whole time. Side note, but I like to take 2 weeks because it flies by so fast. But when you're in the hard times, like health challenges, grieving, when you're in a hard time, it feels like time is just eking by because you're really experiencing each of those moments and so deeply, right? So. But while we're here, it is a blink of an eye from a soul perspective. So our soul sets up certain support agreements, soul contracts to help us do what we came to do. Now that's at an individual level and at a collective level. I really specialize, I believe in collective level. So when I'm channeling for people, I'm seeing what their experiences are meant to help them with the wisdom that's bringing and how they're meant to serve the collective from that place. It's so beautiful. So once we're here, though, these soul contracts with people, experiences, challenges, even trauma, are meant to help give us the tools and the wisdom that our soul wants to embody in this lifetime. We also have deep memories sometimes of previous lifetimes. If something that you experience in this lifetime is connected to maybe something that you've experienced in a different lifetime, you might feel a deeper resonance with that, maybe a deeper fear, a deeper a joy, right? And I've seen both. And if you're feeling deep fear, it's important to get to the root of that and heal that, because from a soul level perspective, there's nothing to fear. Now, when we're here, it can certainly not feel that way, right? And we always obviously encounter trauma sometimes. So once you're here and you are, if you're feeling the nudge and you step into your mission, and I channeled what Tucker one of his missions is in this lifetime. I won't get that into this video. You can click on there on the comment to go view that video. Once we step, we're feeling the nudge, and if we're stepping into our mission and purpose and what our soul wanted to accomplish in this lifetime, it still comes with layers of what our human has taken on. So if when we're born into a family with certain belief systems based on skin color, genders, I'm watching my words on here, which way you orient towards romantically, what country you're born in, what religious beliefs, political beliefs. This starts in childhood. What's to say that what you believe is any better than what someone else who grew up somewhere else with a different skin color, different belief system? This isn't about us having better or more accurate opinions or beliefs. This is about accepting and loving people for who we are. That's when you start evolving in consciousness. You start to realize that we are all the same. We just have these layers that have been put onto us in this human life. You might have had a totally different belief system in another lifetime, and you're experiencing the other side of that. Maybe what comes along with that, right? Because your soul wants to experience different things. So once you're here in human form, how you show up in life has a lot to do with your belief systems. That's why it's so important to understand that your brain is a program and you can reprogram it. So I don't know what lies you're referring to because I didn't watch him on any of that stuff. I don't watch these people at all. Sometimes something will pop up in my feed, or someone will have an opinion about someone and they'll do it or stitch a video, and I watch it just kind of see what's out there, or my guides will guide me to something that will help me in understanding a different perspective so I can share a message with everybody. But whatever you're referring to as far as spreading lies on Fox News, that was either something he was paid to do, or it comes from his own belief systems, which is human. Just like your belief systems, it sounds like your belief systems are different than his, but what makes either one of you more right than the other one? It has to do with what you've experienced in this lifetime, and you fully 100% believe what you believe, just like he does, or just like anyone else does. So really, one of the big things that we're all here to do is to learn to love and accept and let go of the titles, to let go of the what you call, are you blue or are you red, leaning politically? Do you believe, what religion are you? What belief systems do you have about all that stuff? Letting all that stuff go, because that's not spiritual. That doesn't come from the spiritual realms. Our souls don't say, I'm going to come down and I'm going to, I'm going to be Christian and I'm going to be Buddhist or whatever. It comes down and it understands that those are things might happen in this lifetime, but we use those things as tools. Our soul uses those things as tools to help us learn certain lessons. It's not about picking one side or the other that is the best. It's not about you embodying the right belief system, because none of that stuff matters from a soul perspective. It's about reaching the point that you can see. Like for me, sometimes I'll just be talking to people and I can see their past lives. I literally can see what they're here to do. And then when I hear their story, it 100% supports what I'm seeing. That's part of, this channeling gift I have, or this gift of being able to tune into that type of thing. So I can see what they're meant to do, and it has nothing to do with politics, it has nothing to do with religion. What it has to do with is whatever they've experienced through religious, political beliefs, whatever the trauma they experienced in childhood, it's meant to teach them wisdom that they're here to help other people with, not in change people's belief systems. But what did holding one belief system do? What did they learn from that? Did they learn love and acceptance? Did they learn that holding fear and projection actually causes disease? Did they learn that, what did they learn from those things? And that is the wisdom that they're here to teach. So all of these things are human. They're human-made, they're man-made. They're not meant to bring us together. Okay, so again, touching lastly on, it's going to take many lifetimes to make it for the harm he did there. He's not, that's a human 3D perspective. There are people on this planet, if we're going to compare from a human 3D standpoint, if we're going to go down to the 3D and we're going to compare, we'll just say he was spreading lies, to your point. If he's spreading lies versus someone who's physically harming human beings, right? Who's more wrong, or who's doing more harm? This isn't about that. This is about when other people show up in ways and they're triggering you. This is about identifying, why is this triggering me, and going to the root. These are opportunities to say, why am I so upset about this, and get to the root. This isn't about whether someone's right or wrong. And it's not going to take many lifetimes. This is what I've channeled, and to sum this up, there's a whole masterclass, I'm sure, on this, but this isn't about, from a soul level perspective, there is no paying back. Right? This is what karma is. Karma is balancing, but souls choose to experience. It's a choice. If you experience one end of something, maybe you've caused harm to people in lifetimes and you can't seem to overcome that cycle. You might choose to be on the opposite end of that in different lifetimes to understand that other side. So this isn't about religion teaches that you have to pay for, there should be shame and guilt and you have to pay. That's not what this is about. This is about the soul wanting to experience different things. And doesn't get down to this low level detail about did he intentionally lie? I'm sure everyone on this planet has intentionally lied. This is about what is he actually high level meant to be doing, and he's meant to bring forth ideas that cause people to go inward and say, what do I want to believe, and learn how to get that for yourself within without going externally. So I hope that makes sense. Drop your questions and comments, and if you have someone else you want me to look into, let me know. See you in the next video.